everybody, it's your girl Kiara Washington Speaks, and welcome back to my channel. So you all know it's been a few weeks since I've done a video. I do apologize, but to all of my returning subscribers, I missed you all, and I am so glad that you all have decided to stick around and continue to support. To all of my new subscribers, welcome. So as you can see in the description and in the title of this video, I am just going to be doing a mental check-in. We're going to be doing some updating. We're just going to be talking about a couple of things that really have been happening over the past couple of weeks in my life. So first, let's get into this mental check-in. So y'all, over the past couple of weeks, a lot of things have happened. And I'll say this, more good than negative. But even if I do feel like certain things that are negative have happened, I feel like the type of person that I am, I always find a way to overcome the negative. So for me, negative lasts very, very temporarily in my life. It's not a long-standing thing. It doesn't follow me on and on. It's not ongoing. But anyway, mental check-in. I personally do feel a lot better this week than I felt last week. Last week, I was just a little overwhelmed, just feeling very tired, very bogged down. Y'all, school is no joke. Let me tell you something. If you are a younger subscriber who watches my video, and when I say younger, I mean relatively younger. I'm 30 years old. If you happen to be like in your early 20s, or you may be, 18 or 19 years old, if you are this age and you have just graduated from school, or you've been out of school for a couple of years, get back into college as soon as possible. If that's what you want to do. If you don't want to go to college, okay, I'm not going to tell you gotta go. But if you are interested in going to school and you say, I'm just going to take a year or two off, look, really rethink that, y'all. Because I'm telling you personally, at 30 years old, going to school, it's not that I'm not capable. I'm very capable. I'm very intelligent. I'm very smart. But I have a full life already. I am not a 25-year-old. I am not a 22-year-old. I have a full life. So I know there are people who are older than me who are going to school in their late 30s and 40s and 50s. Some of them are 60. But I am saying from personal experience where I am standing, school at 30 is a different animal, y'all. So look, school it's been good, but this course that I'm in now, it's a management course, because I don't know if you all remember from my previous video, I'm actually going to school to get my degree in human resources management. I'm actually think I'm going to switch it more to an MBA, because I want to have more of a generalized degree, because I want to go into more things than just management. I want to more so go into the social responsibility and corporate ends of the business. So I'm really gonna get my MBA. Of course, the bachelor comes first, which is gonna take me at this point maybe right around 2 years. But of course, the MBA is coming later. But anyway, y'all, school at 30 it's a trip, because this course I'm in now, it's a lot more harder than the previous courses I've been taking. And so what it's had me to really realize is how you manage your time is a very, very crucial thing. And I've been noticing, especially over the last week, I would say probably about the last week and a half, I have actually gotten behind in my schoolwork just because I haven't had the energy to do it. And I'm not saying you need energy for everything, but if you have the natural energy to do it, you naturally feel better about it. Well, I haven't had that energy because I've been running like a crazy person. But anyway, y'all, other than that, work is going great. I cannot complain about my job. If you watch the last video I just talked about, my job. Of course, I work for Verizon. I talked about, listening and hearing the universe tell you when you need to make a move. I just talked about going after different roles, really, really letting myself explore different areas of the business. So right now, I don't want to let too much of the cat out of the bag. I don't know if you all remember, I was interviewing for different roles. So we're at a point now where it's got down to me and really like one other person who's being considered. And so things are going to be wrapping up rather soon with that. I feel like it's been a lengthy process, but I have had multiple interviews and I've been in multiple stages of interviews. So I'm looking forward to it. I personally feel just like this, family. Whatever is for me will be for me. I am not going to have to overextend myself and reach myself to places that are not for me. So I know I've done the work. I know I've done the proper communicating. I know I've really showed out in the roles that I've taken on since I've been back in the store. And so even if for any reason I do not get this position, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep applying. I'm going to keep putting myself out there, and I'm going to still continue to go after opportunity. So that's a little bit of my mental check-in. I just want y'all to know I'm doing okay, even though, I've had some days that were just, we all have those days. So we don't live in them. We just know that we have those days and we have to continue to move forward. I thought about talking about this, and I thought about, Kiara, maybe you shouldn't speak on this, but I am going to speak on it briefly because it's something that has really been taking hold of the nation, or let's just say the world, for the last couple of days, and that is the election. Yes, I said it, the election. So I'm not going to get into specifics about anything because I don't have a political channel. I am not going to be overly expressing any of my political views. All I'm going to say is this. One thing I will say about this election is a lot has been shown. Oh yes, a lot has been shown to me personally. And one thing I can tell is this. We have to learn how to really seek out information for ourselves. See, here's the beautiful part about the internet. You can literally click on apps and learn things. Yes, I said it. You can literally click on apps and learn things. And then there's another thing called Google. You can literally, at this point, you can use Google Voice and speak into the phone or the computer or the tablet what you wanted to search, and it will pull up links, various links of things that you can look at, read, and listen to. And I'll tell you something about that. The information is out here for us to figure it out. The information is out here for us to grab a hold of. Some of us are still not grabbing a hold of the information. So what happens is we become overly excited, or, maybe in the reverse, we become overly depressed or oppressed by what's put in front of us. Instead of uncovering, pulling back the veil, pulling back the wool, pulling back all of the drama to figure out what's really going on. And I'll say that the election has really shown that, because the reality of it is folks act like you can't read a map. People act like you can't literally see. If you're blessed with vision to see, then we already know that. Let me just say this. Whoever you voted for is your preference. You are entitled to vote for whoever you want to vote for. You should not make other people feel bad because they voted for somebody that you don't feel is reputable, or you don't feel is the person you would have voted for. The bottom line is, as a black woman living in America, and I'm gonna say this from my perspective as a black woman, because that's what I am. What I've learned is people have to be able to make decisions for themselves, but they have to understand that whether someone agrees with their decision or not, it doesn't matter. You have to make a decision that means something and works for you. Because here's one thing, not all black people are a monolith. We all don't sing the same tune. So the reality of it is I think the election has really shown us that some of us, we're going to sing the same tune regardless. Some of us aren't going to sing any tune. Some of us are going to move to different tunes. And some of us are just going to sit back and watch. But the reality of it is my underlying goal that I want to say in this message about the election is, what are your personal goals for yourself? What are those goals? Because the thing is, it doesn't matter who's in office. What are you going to do with yourself, with your life, for your family, for your children? What are you going to create in the next 4 years? So I'm not saying that it's not important, but it's not the most important thing. And so let's just not get too wrapped up in things that honestly were still going to happen regardless of what you chose or not. There was always going to be a president. Someone was always going to be president. Doesn't matter who it's going to be. In the next 4 years, it'll be somebody else. And in the next 4 years, it'll be somebody else. What are you going to do for your life? You still have to go to work. You still have to make a living. Don't get so caught up in the symbolism and the politics of things. All right, that's all I got to say about that, because that can turn into too much. It can, y'all. Y'all know how people are. The internet is a messy place to be sometimes. But anyway, I did tell y'all about, we did mental check-in in the beginning. I told you how I was feeling, everything's there, just kind of going in and out. Here's a quick update about my job. So recently, one of my best friends, she moved on to a different part of the business. But when she moved to a different part of the business, I actually got it's a simple promotion within the company. But I actually stepped up to a key holder role in my store. And it's something little, but I'm very thankful because I think the reason I brought my friend up was because she's one of my great friends, but she was also the previous key holder before she left. And now I've stepped into that role now that she's moved on. But I will say this, one thing that I think is very important for me now is to make sure that I remain visible in the workspace. I'll say on this channel and in my personal life, I know people who have worked for the company I work for, and there have been people on the channel who have mentioned to me, hey, I work for the company, and everybody has their good things and their not so good things to say about it. And I'll be honest, I don't think that my company gets a A+ on everything, because the reality of it is who would get an A+ on everything? There are always areas to improve upon. There are always areas to work on. There are always things that could grow, expand, and change. But I do also know that if you are willing, if you are ready, and you are able, then the opportunities are there for you. And I mentioned this in the previous video I did. When I went back into the store from being redeployed in a work from home role for almost 6 months, when I went back into the store, y'all, I took it very seriously. I knew that I wanted to get some grounding under me, and I knew I wanted to be able to really start to get myself in a position to take on something more, take on something new, and take on something more challenging. And I'll say this, if you have a job and you're blessed to have a job, which is a blessing, but you don't feel rewarded with the work you do, you may have to start really questioning, why do you go to work and do that work every day? Like, here's the thing. I know for a fact that as I can finish with my degree and, I still have some years of schooling left and all those things, and I believe at that point I'll really be in my work. I know for a fact now that I do like the work that I do. I feel utilized. I feel needed in the work that I do. And I feel honestly fulfilled because my job pays me handsomely for the work I do. And I know for a fact that I'm providing a always needed service and communications. Here's the thing. If you wake up and you go to a job every day that you have great disdain for and you cannot stand and you cannot hate, what ends up happening is the people around you and the relationships that you begin to have or build around you, they honestly begin to have turmoil. They actually begin to become shifty, because the reality of it is a person who's happy with the work they do will 9 times out of 10 be happy in other spaces. And I always say this, and I've said this on my Facebook, which I don't really post on Facebook anymore because I've been, very busy with school and work and everything. But I'll say this because I always said this on there. When you are doing your work, then you are doing what you have been called here to do. Like, everyone has a purpose. Everyone has something that they should be doing. Everyone has a role that they should be playing and fulfilling. And if you are here just coasting, if you're here just existing, if you're here just being complacent, then you're not doing the work that was created for you to do. And so I'm going to say this to every person who's sitting in a space with work that they are not happy doing. Check within yourself, do a mental check-in, do a spiritual mental evaluation, check in within yourself to see why you are allowing yourself to stay in places that don't fulfill you or make you happy. Now, this can be used in multiple levels of your life. You can look at this in your friendships, your relationships, and your work. You can look at it in anything. You can look at it in your religious beliefs. Whatever's not serving you, whatever's not building you, whatever's not allowing you to be at your best. I'm preaching right now because I'm actually being convicted on some things myself, so I'm glad I'm saying it out loud. But whatever is not allowing you to be at your best, then you have to really reevaluate why you're sitting or standing in this complacent space in your life. Because the reality of it is if you're standing in this same space and you're not moving or going anywhere, then the only person that's allowing you to sit or stand in that place is you. Yeah, you. No one else has made you stay in that place. You have allowed yourself. You have gotten comfortable. You have told yourself, even if you didn't verbally utter it from your lips, you have told yourself that you're not worthy of achieving or having better or doing better or accomplishing better. But family, you are. You can. You will. You shall. But you have to desire to change. So if you're looking at the work that you do right now and you're not happy and you're not fulfilled, reevaluate what you want to see happen in your life and adjust accordingly. Okay? Because the reality of this is the world's going to keep moving. It's going to keep going. And I know for me, and I'm saying this in closing because I'm getting ready to get off here. I do not want to be 35 years old, which is 5 years from now. I don't want to be 35 years old and still be where I am at 30. That's a no. As a matter of fact, it's a hell no for me, because there's too much I want to reach out and grab for, and reach up and grab for, and obtain and accomplish and be successful in. And the reality of it is success looks different from all of us. All of us may not be celebrities. That's okay. You can be your own celebrity. Let me tell you something. Y'all, once upon a time I used to be a model. And I'm gonna tell you, I used to actually be pretty good, at least in my own mind. You know, I thought I was good. No, y'all, I was actually pretty talented. But see, here's the thing. The reality of it is at one point in time I really thought, you know, I could be the next Tyra Banks. I could be the next Naomi. I could be, and it wasn't that I couldn't be. But the reality of it was I wasn't really focused as much as I needed to be to do it successfully and to do it consistently, which is okay. But I've learned from that. And I know now, okay, Kiara, what is most important to you? Because see, here's the thing. Some of us, you know, the funniest thing is, you know, I think we learn a lot of good things from our parents and our family members, but I think we can also learn a lot of negative things and things not to do. And the reality of it is we have to know when to shift, when to move, when to migrate. One thing I can say that I didn't learn from either one of my parents was really when to migrate and when to move, because I watched both of them be complacent for long periods of time. But see, the reality of it is even though I learned a lot of good, I saw the things that I did not want to take with me. So I began to realize, Kiara, what do you need to work on? What do you need to shift in? And so when modeling was a thing and then it became not a thing, I realized it wasn't personal towards me. It wasn't even about me. It was about understanding everything has a time. Kiara, if ever you want to get in front of a camera and have a photo shoot, you can, but there is more to you than a photo. There's more to you than just being beautiful and having a nice frame and having beautiful skin. You have more to offer. You have more that you can do. And in the timing that you were supposed to be doing it, you were in your element. And you did it well. And some people still ring your line asking, can you do work? So the reality of it is you still have it, but there is more to your life. There is more to your work. There is more to what you are here to do. And so, family, I just want you all to remember that. I want you all to know that you can change your principles and your thoughts. And the way that you perceive life can change. And I'll tell you something, here's the beautiful thing about change that a lot of people don't really understand. Change literally means growth. So as you change and as you undo those agreements that you made, and I said I was going to do this. I read a book called The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. And I need to do a book review on that book because that book really changed my life. I really need to do a book review. But if you want to hear a book review from it, definitely put it in the comments. But I'm definitely going to do one. But what I want to tell y'all is we make agreements every single day, or we hold firm to agreements that are old, domesticated, you know, very, very old school, prehistoric agreements that no longer are needed in the 21st century. So we have to re-examine, you know, the logic, the narrative. Why am I stuck in this? Why do I think this is the right way? Why is it difficult for me to shift? See, the reality of it is you don't even realize it, but your family has indoctrinated you. You don't even realize it, but the school has indoctrinated you. You don't realize it, but the TV, the radio, the internet has indoctrinated you. So now we have to learn how to undo some of that so that we can totally be free and totally be the people that we are supposed to be. Straight up. Okay? That's all I got to say, because I can see myself going on and on and on and on. And I think I'm going to save another rant for another video. But I hope that something that was said, family, has encouraged you, has inspired you, and has really made you think about your mental health, where you are currently in your work. Even if the election is something that bothers you, what type of choice did you make? And are you going to have to live with a choice for the next 4 years that really, honestly, you didn't do your research on? And also to make sure that you are your best every single day. Okay? Don't mean you're going to feel your best. I don't feel good every day. I told y'all that when I came on here. I don't feel good every day. But I also know that every day I'm worthy. Every day I'm supposed to every day I'm blessed with breath in my body. I'm supposed to do something to get closer to where I really want to be, because I'm always working towards it. So I love you all. I appreciate you all. Make sure if you have watched this video and you like it, and especially if you stay all the way to the end, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and share it with somebody else, because we never know who may be educated, motivated, or inspired by what is said here. Okay? I'm your girl, Kiara Washington Speaks. I will see you in the next one. Peace.